Supposed to be a safe place where students at one local university could share their feelings about what's going on right now.
Yeah, it certainly didn't work out that way, though, as a Zoom call with the dean of students at Southeastern Louisiana University was interrupted by racial slurs. Paul Dudley looked into this for us today.
The unrest across the country has created a wide range of emotions for most Americans. Students and staff at Southeastern Louisiana University are no exception. Dean of Students Dr. Gabe Willis wanted to be there to listen, posting this link on Twitter Tuesday night telling students to join a Zoom meeting. But the meeting, with about 40 participants, mostly students, was berated with racial slurs. Willis wrote, "The university felt the need to provide a space for our black students, faculty, and staff to express, heal, vent, grieve, strategize. Unfortunately, during this open Zoom meeting, we were hacked and some people with bad intent hijacked it." Willis adds, although what happened was unfortunate, this is not surprising. It is the world in which we live. Cybersecurity expert Randy Watkins says he has seen a number of Zoom bombing cases since the beginning of the pandemic, when the platform saw a huge jump in its users.
Zoom meetings are easy to control when it's a small, concentrated audience. But once you start to expand that audience to a broader group, it's very difficult to stop other folks from getting in.
Watkins says the university could have tried to use a webinar as opposed to a meeting. It only allows people to communicate back through Q&A. Willis says the University Counseling Center is available for all students. Paul Dudley, Eyewitness News.
The university president, Dr. John Crane, also released a statement saying the situation is not reflective of who they are and called the incident shameful. They say there will be future opportunities for dialogue and sharing.